Welcome back to another episode of yours truly. It is I, your host, Druelee, of course. I'm finally back from taking 2 weeks off, and as you all may have known, I finally graduated and completed nail school. I have been trying to study for my license exam, and you guys, honestly, I'm not ready to take it. Um, I'm a bit too hard on myself. I really do want to pass all of the exams. There's at least four tests that I need to take in order to pass. And the last following weeks, I haven't really got into, or I haven't taken the time to actually study as much as I want to, just because work has been very overwhelming for me. And so I'm just taking it day by day, doing the best that I can to, study for the exam. So I'll be needing all the prayers I can get from all of you, and it is much appreciated. So that will be something that I will continue to work on. But like I mentioned, it's been a while since I've talked to you guys, since I've put out a new episode, and I hope that by me coming back and me sharing what I need to share to you guys, hopefully you guys will enjoy it and will continue to listen and to support me. But overall, I'm back. I'm happy that I'm back. There's just so much that I want to share with you guys, want to talk to you guys, and yeah, just be back and just do what I always do best, basically. So on this episode, I just want to give you guys a disclaimer. This is going to be one of the first episodes that I will be going in deep conversations with you guys about my emotions, what I've been feeling in the past 2 weeks or so after, completing school. There's just a lot of emotion that has happened, and I just want to share with you guys, just because I believe that this is something that's normal, especially when you are single. You're doing your own thing, accomplishing your goals, and doing something for yourself. And I just wanted to share with you guys what I've been through and what I'm currently feeling as of now. So if you're listening, you're joining in, make sure to grab a tissue because this is one of the episodes where we will be having a crying session. So just let you guys know ahead of time, okay? But let's jump into what this episode will be about. So as I mentioned, I graduated from school, and I just wanted to share you guys a little bit of what I went through as I finished my last day of school. It was bittersweet because it went by so quick. I would assume that before I even started going to school, I thought that it will be like a long dreading process, just diving deep into all the information that I need to know in order to get licensed and just be able to start this new career of mine, basically. And even before I began to commit myself to going to school, I was overthinking a lot about basically going to school and completing, whether or not I would do a good job. What if I can't make it to class because of work? Because you guys have to understand that I do work a full-time job, and when you work a full-time job, especially when you have a job where they require you to do overtime, it can be a lot and can be really stressful, and basically you don't have a life after work, and to balance working full-time and going to school, like I didn't think that I could do it. I've seen and heard people do it, and I give them props for that, but for me, I just thought that I couldn't do it. But somehow I was able to, and I am happy that I was able to at least go to work, be able to pay for my bills, and also get educated at the same time. Also, I had a lot of fear of being able to pass all my tests, or if there was any tests, will I be able to pass them? It just got me thinking about the time when I was in college, where I would study for days, stay up all night, and trying to figure out if by me studying, will I pass my test or will I not, well, I have to retake my test. Like all of these things just run in my head, and it just brought me back to all of those past emotions when I was in school, when I was in college and school. But as I finished nail school, it wasn't that bad though. Like I was actually really sad that it ended, just because as much as I did it kind of like part-time in a way, but I did it, you guys. Like I finished it. It wasn't that bad. All those, like, me just overthinking too much about everything, like it wasn't so bad after all. And if you guys are like me, where you overthink a lot about just stupid random things, like, please let me know. That way I know that I'm not the only one that feel that way, just because I don't know. I guess for me, I am very hard on myself. Like I want things to be perfect. I want things to be under control. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. And if I fail, I failed, as long as I tried, and I'm glad that I actually took that step to actually go to school and finish, and I am this close to getting my license, and I'm not going to force myself or rush myself to study and get my license. Like I would do what I can in the meantime, because again, like I mentioned, work does take a toll in my everyday life, where I do work sometimes 12 hours a day. And that's just like, that's pretty much my whole life right there. I wish I didn't have to work that much hours, but that's just the kind of work that I am working on, and so I do what I can. And if I have to make sacrifices to, stay at home and not do anything or not have fun, then I'm just gonna do that, and do whatever I can in order to study and schedule that exam. And that's just one of the things that I need to continue working on, and hopefully I will eventually get there. I will let you guys know if I do pass or not, but in the meantime, I'm just going to just study as much as I can whenever I can. But besides that, like during my last day after I completed one of my quotas and it was time for me to go home, I drove home, and like I said, it was bittersweet. I'm happy that I completed school. I'm happy that I'm no longer have to go to school anymore, as much as I wanted to still be in school and learn more, but there's just a time limit to it, and when you're done, then you're done, and I took the time to, I drove home, and I don't know, I think it has something to do with my car, I don't know, but it's like when you drive in your car, you have the most time to think about your life, to think about yourself, and I'm gonna cry, you guys. Okay. So I was just driving home, and I told myself that I am very proud of myself. Proud of myself that, I could have done this. I could have gone to school way back, years back, but because I was so hard on myself, because I didn't believe that I can do this, that I push myself back, and I allow other people to take control of my life. When I was driving home, I told myself I was so proud of myself, so proud that I was able to accomplish this, even though I went through so much shit in the past years, after getting divorced and being an adult and doing this by myself. I am proud of myself. I have to tell myself that I did a good job, even though I went through so much shit, so much things that had happened in my life, where I can pick myself up and do something for myself. And like you guys may not think that, oh, you just go to school and that's it, whatever, but you guys, this is like a huge thing though, because this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I didn't allow myself to do that because I was just so focused on other people and trying to please other people, trying to make other people happy to the point where I didn't matter. And the fact that when I finished school, you know, like, I feel so much relief. I am so happy for myself. And it just made me thought about, you know, I could have done this a long time ago when I had the chance. Why did I make all these excuses? Why did I stop pursuing myself? Why did I stop loving myself? And, you know, again, I just cried in my car for some reason. You know, all these emotions just came out of nowhere. And the fact that, you know, you are your own cheerleader, you know, and like, as much as you have friends and family who will congratulate you and be happy for you, but it starts with you though. You have to congratulate yourself. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to tell yourself that, you know, I fucking did this shit, you know, and tell yourself that, Drew, I'm proud of you. Pat yourself in the back, you know, and if you have to cry those emotions out, you cry those emotions out, because those emotions are happiness, tears of happiness. I don't know, you guys. It feels so good just to, you know, at least get that cross out of my goal list. I'm almost there. But the fact that, you know, I completed school, that was something that I wanted to do, and to actually do it by myself and to push myself to be my own cheerleader. Like, I fucking did this, you guys. I fucking did it. If I can do it, you guys can also do it too, okay? If there's anything that you've always wanted to do, but you're holding yourself back, or anybody is holding you back, please do not hold yourself back. Just do it. Because if you don't do it, you don't try it, how would you know that you will succeed? And I know that it all comes down to being scared, having fear, but please don't let fear get in the way of you being successful in your life. And I just want to say that, I don't know, you guys, I'm like, this whole past week I've been feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of mixed emotions. Emotions of happiness, emotions of sadness. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety too. I don't know if this is like normal, but I don't know. I'm just feeling a lot of emotions. It just got me thinking about my future, where I want my life to be at. Made me thought about, do I want to continue to stay single for the rest of my life? Do I want to potentially get married again? Just a lot of emotions that I'm going through this past week. Just thinking about, like, doing this podcast has been making me very emotional too. And like, usually when I do record my podcast, like, you know, I have to rethink about all these things that had happened to me, and then all these emotions just starts flooding back in. And I'm not saying that recording these episodes is a bad thing. It's just more of, I have to face my emotions. I have to be in my emotions, just because in the past I didn't allow myself to be in my emotions. And now that me starting this podcast, being able to bring awareness to anyone who's listening, you know, it's also helping me to heal. It's helping me to live in those emotions that I didn't in the past. I don't know, you guys. It's just, I'm grateful for having this podcast, and I'm glad that having this podcast is giving me the opportunity to just express myself more and finding who I am as a person, and overall, you know, sharing what I need to share for the rest of you guys. I never thought that starting this podcast would make me realize that something good can come out of it. But anyways, besides from that, going back to me driving the car and crying, finishing school just made me think about what I want in my life, like what I want in my future. And I've noticed that I've been doing a lot of things that I would normally not do. I've made new friends. I am meeting them outside of my home and actually going out and getting to know new people. I spontaneously have been doing things where usually when I'm off work, I don't go out afterwards just because you get tired. You don't want to do anything but just to be home and relax. And recently I've been going out, and I told myself that, you know what? I've been working all these hours at work, and I've been going to school. I deserve a break. I deserve to have fun. I deserve to enjoy what life can give me. And if I have to sacrifice hours of sleep, then oh well, so be it. Just go out there and have fun. And so that's what I did. And usually I'm a type of person that don't do that. I like to plan my life accordingly. If it's I guess I don't do good with last minute things unless I'm not doing anything or I have the time to do it, then sure, but for the most part I don't do last minute thing. But I guess that's just something that was different in my life now, where I just have to take what I need to take, and enjoy life, enjoy what God has given me. I do consider myself a homebody, but I feel like when you're single and you're just doing your own thing, your life changes. Like for me, I feel like my life has changed. I started to do things that I don't normally do. It is kind of scary in a way, just because I was so comfortable living the life that I lived, which was, staying at home, doing my own thing, working on myself, but sometimes you need that time to be out there with other people. You also had to put yourself out there and also make time for people as well. As much as it's out of my comfort zone, but I have to be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. You guys get what I mean, right? But don't be too comfortable too, I am digesting all the changes. And like I said, it is kind of scary in a way, but I'm learning to accept it, and I'm having fun, you guys. I'm having so much fun. It's a different lifestyle that I used to have, and just speaking out to anybody who's single, enjoy life, meet new people, make new friends. Don't take things too personal. Be optimistic. Be open-minded. What else? Be okay to change in a good way. Okay, don't change in a bad way. Change in a good way. And at the same time, spend time with friends and family. Don't just be in your head, and also allow yourself to be in your emotions. And just to talk a little bit more about like emotions, like for those who don't truly know me, like I growing up, I don't really express my emotions that much. I mean, you would think that, as a woman, you're supposed to be so emotional, but for me, I don't know, I guess I just learned to just hide them very well. Now I'm learning to be able to accept my emotions, to feel what I need to feel, and to know that it's okay to feel those emotions, and that it's okay to cry, it's okay to express them, and just pretty much finding people that you can be vulnerable around. And so sometimes it can be too much. Sometimes I can sense that there's certain people that I am talking to, or people that I associate myself with. It can be very overwhelming because I don't know, I'm just the type of person where I can sense people's emotions, their intentions, and if certain people that I talk to can get deep into my emotions, that it's a little bit scary because my thing is that I'm not ready to expose my vulnerability, to expose my emotions. And I know that it's gonna happen. And even my friends can attest to this, that I've been crying a lot. I've been letting myself go, and you guys, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have all these mixed emotions. It's okay to express it, especially if you're friends with your friends for so many years, or like if you have family members who known you. It's okay to share those emotions with them. And I am grateful for all the friends and families that I have, that I can go to and, just freely cry, because I'm a type of person where you will hardly see me drop any tears, because my tears is like gold to me. It's like gold to me, where you would never see me shed any tears, because that's how precious I love to keep my tears. You guys know what I mean, right? But aside from that, just if you have close friends and family, and if you're the type where you don't like to share your emotions, I just say, if you feel a certain way, just show it. It's okay. We're all not perfect. We all go through so much shit in our life. But if you have to have the crying session, if you have to express your emotions, allow yourself to be in those emotions, okay? I know that it can be hard to not do that. I mean, I'm still struggling with that myself too. Like, especially like as a woman, like, yeah, like I mentioned, you're supposed to be very, I don't know, emotional, and very like you're supposed to show it, but for me, it's really hard for me to do that. So, I every day I'm learning to do that, and I also think that by creating this podcast, it's helping me to get in my emotions. It's just a lot of like good and bad emotions that I've been feeling, and this past month, not past month, this past week, I've been having all sorts of emotions, and you guys, it's okay to be in those feelings. I know that, this episode is very short, but I just wanted you guys to know that, this is what I've been going through so far, with me completing school. It just made me think about me as a person, what I can accomplish, me feeling so proud of myself that I can do this on my own, and that, you are your own cheerleader. You are your own cheerleader. This is your life. You had to be in control of it. At the same time, any emotions that you feel, please be in your emotions. Don't suppress it, because when you suppress your emotions, years later it'll come back. It'll come back and hunt you, because before me realizing that I was suppressing a lot of like emotions that I didn't allow myself to be in, like it's all coming back now, and I'm like super emotional, and I think it's just best to just, if you feel like crying, cry. If you're mad, be mad. If you're sad, be sad. Be in be in that space, be in that emotion, and then once you're done, then you're done. And being single, it can be hard. It can be really hard. Trust me. There'll be days where you will be happy. You'll be, oh, I'm like the baddest bitch ever. Oh, yes, I can do this. Like I'm on top of the world or whatever, right? But there are days where sometimes you just feel like shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? And then you have like your own little mini crying session, your own mini meltdown, and you guys, it's okay, it's normal. Just know that I'm going through it. If you guys who are single and listening to this and you're going through it, you're not alone. I just hope that with this podcast, it helps you guys see that there are people out there that are similar to you, single or not. Like, we just have our own little moments, and it's okay. It's okay to just to feel like shit and then pick yourself up again and feel amazing. So I know that this episode is really short, but I just wanted to vent a little bit and tell you guys how I'm mentally feeling, emotionally feeling right now. And it feels good. Like I said, it feels good just to cry here and there, and just to be vulnerable and just to give you guys my raw emotions. And I hope that you guys feel the same. And as much as I am feeling a certain way, but at the end of it, you guys, I'm smiling. Okay, I'm smiling. I'm happy, and I'm always that person. Okay, yes, I feel like shit from the beginning, but later on, I pick myself up and I'm happy again. But that being said, that's pretty much what I want to talk about in this episode. I'm not gonna say too much, but hopefully you guys know where I'm coming from, and thank you so much for being patient with me. I know life can be tough, but we all got this, okay? We all have to be thankful for the life that God has given us. Love the life that we're giving. If there's something in your life that you don't like, you have to change it. It starts with you. So on that note, let's move on to poems. Again, before I go to the poems, just a reminder, if you want to send me a letter or poem, you can send Dear Sister letters and poems via Google Doc. You can find both links on my Facebook page. I will be reading submissions on each episode if it is available and responding to them. So it could be anything. Let me know. I'll help you with whatever issues you have. I'll do my best. But if you want to write to me, go right ahead. If you want to share a poem that you've written, let me know and I'll read it. But let's get to the poem. This is a poem that I found randomly again on Google. It's a really good poem, and I just want to share with you guys on that. And the title of the poem is called Always Let Your Emotions Flow, and it was written by Tom Maxwell. We can control almost any actions or thoughts that come into our life each day. The one thing we can never keep totally in line is when our emotions come out to play. Many people have wished that someone they knew would die, but as soon as it happened, they were the first with a tear in their eyes. Any sort of relationship, love, friendship, or trusting, when it stops for bad or good, our emotions can put us in a daze for days, and we think about what we never understood. They are a built-in reality control to put us in check off and on during our time. Think about how everyone is always in a hurry, then count the people who try to cut in front of you at a funeral line. Emotions can even change our body temperature in an instant, like a switch inside. We can have warm to hot feelings, to a chill with goosebumps from our toes to our eyes. Always let your emotion flows. If you try to hold them in, you will feel lost and alone, as if you were locked up in a closet or bin. The quicker you release your emotions, your spirit will guide you where to start again. And always remember, your emotions are stronger than you, for no one can totally control or hide them within. Alright, you guys, that is it for this episode. I know that it was really short, not as long as my other episode, but it's, like I said, it's just one of those days where you just want to express some things that's been heavy in your heart. And I hope that this episode will help those who are going through the same thing as me. Just know that you're not alone. I'm here as well. And I just hope that you guys enjoy this episode. And again, thank you so much for always coming back to listen to me, to support my podcast, and whatever that you're doing in your life, I hope that you achieve it. I hope that things will go in your way. And just know that I love you guys for always continue to support me in any ways. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.